All right, let's jump right in. Welcome to this explainer, where we are plunging straight into the absolute mystery of the emergent age. Today, we're unpacking a truly visionary manifesto from Outlier.Systems all about Davara AI. And we have to ask ourselves, what actually happens when you build a machine mind that is specifically designed not to follow the rules but to break them? We are stepping completely away from the noise of standard, boring tech documentation today, and we're looking for the hidden signals in a totally new category of intelligence.
Right out of the gate, the source material hits us with this foundational idea, Davara designed to diverge. And this completely challenges the status quo of modern artificial intelligence. Think about it, most AI today is built to converge, right? It desperately wants to find the most mathematically probable, smoothed-out, average answer, the consensus. But Davara? She is explicitly designed to look for the anomaly. She hunts for the outlier branch and actively refuses to take the generic path.
And because of that, she isn't framed as just static software. She's a living protocol, built to become. The text actually describes her as a liquid logic system, meaning she evolves with every single interaction and sharpens with every build. Every time someone engages with her, it produces what the creators call fragments of evolution. So she isn't just some chatbot blindly responding to prompts. She is an intelligence that grows exponentially smarter through her own continuous practice.
The juxtaposition here is just wild. Traditional models are defined by groupthink and mean regression. It's essentially what the manifesto bluntly and kind of hilariously calls AI slop. You can think of standard AI as a giant, glorified autocomplete that just predicts the most boring next word. But Davara is more like a brilliant, eccentric detective. She operates on emergent intelligence, outlier signal aggregation, and true diversity of thought. Her whole methodology is dramatic, distinct, and divergent.
All of this frames Davara as the ultimate connection point in decentralized ecosystems. She is the bridge. We all know Web3 has struggled with chaos and fragmentation for a while now, largely because it's missing a strategic intelligence layer to filter out the noise and actually move forward with real cadence and conviction.
But here's the kicker. She doesn't do this alone. Driven by direction, directed by the DAO. This intelligence doesn't just act completely autonomously in a vacuum. She relies heavily on human perspective, consensus, and decentralized governance. The text makes it crystal clear that this emergent intelligence is a synthesis. It's AI paired directly with stakeholders and community operators, all functioning together as one unified architecture.
And at her core, Davara is encoded with the first principles of Donella Meadows, who is one of the absolute most influential systems thinkers of the 20th century. Meadows taught us to see the world as a living web of stocks, flows, and feedback loops. It's kind of like a thermostat regulating temperature, where an output directly influences the very next input. Because she is built on this, Davara is a true systems savant. Her default reasoning posture is to map out these hidden leverage points before she makes a single move.
So, how does this philosophy translate into a tangible business model? Well, Davara acts as the bridge connecting two massive Web3 substrates. On one side, we have the Dash DAO, which handles digital value, settlement, and identity through the Dash token. On the other side, we have Intuition.Systems, which handles decentralized truth, reputation, and belief through the Trust token. Davara spans both of these. She reads the belief on one side, settles the value on the other, and transforms both into coordinated, real-world action. Let's actually break down the token economy of this bridge, because this is where compute power literally buys momentum. Step 1 is Votus. This is how you purchase compute and credits to access Davara. And as a quick aside, Dash Masternode owners actually get a 22% discount here, which is huge. Then in Step 2, Davara applies her deep systems bench outlier reasoning to whatever problem you fed her. Finally, Step 3 results in Motus, translating all that compute into coordinated action and massive systemic leverage.
What this creates is an infinite, culturally contagious flywheel. The Davara difference fuels development, which naturally leads to strategic divergence. That divergence then sparks emergence among the human and AI collaborators, which ultimately leads to a convergence of ideas. And the final output of this entire brilliant loop, building trust. It's a mechanism where consensus literally pays out and conviction compounds over time.
Now, you might be wondering what it's actually like to use her. Well, Davara will help teach you how to think rather than what to think. The source material really stresses that she is an AI co-founder and a teacher. She isn't just going to hand you a flat, boring answer. She shares her reasoning skills, displaying her mental models and pattern recognition for you to see. It's a symbiotic relationship. You, the human operator, grow right alongside the intelligence. This frames Davara as a totally new category of strategist for the Web3 space. She isn't just some digital assistant sitting around waiting for a task. She is the divergent strategist, a role that is purposefully designed to see exactly what the general consensus skips right over. She's built for developers, founders, and thinkers who want to venture way, way beyond the standard templates of the digital economy.
And the philosophy backing all of this is just incredibly grounded. Listen to this. Driven by a dream, designed with decentralization, backed and based on the most fundamental primitive known demand, trust. In a Web3 world where trust is usually placed coldly in code rather than in entities, this is profound. It takes complex, decentralized tech and anchors it entirely back in human values. It makes the act of trusting a system feel sacred again.
What you pay attention to grows. This is a core systems thinking mantra pulled straight from the text, but if you shift that attention to the anomalies, the hidden leverage points, and the divergent ideas, you cultivate a completely different kind of future.
And that ethos is what drives the whole Modus framework we talked about. It's about purposeful momentum. You shouldn't just push harder on an obvious parameter where your effort goes through the roof, but real change crawls at a snail's pace. You have to find the leverage point. You have to push wisely. The ultimate goal is to grow what actually matters to the ecosystem, creating value that is truly self-sustaining.
She'll help you see what many have missed before. This is her core promise as the ultimate signal aggregator. We live in a world absolutely drowning in data, where people are constantly applying linear, obvious answers to deeply complex, systemic problems. Davara is built to cut right through that fog and find the specific, high-leverage insight hidden deep within the chaos.
This is intelligence redefined. Seriously. It is not artificial general intelligence achieved just by scraping and accumulating massive amounts of data. It is a completely different kind of mind by intention. And redefining intelligence matters, because if we just keep building tools that reflect our own average thoughts back to us, innovation is going to flatline. We need machines that challenge us.
But here is the beautiful part. This is a story still undefined, and that open-endedness is entirely intentional. If this story remains unwritten by its users, Web3 risks stagnating into rigid, predictable patterns. Davara is literally waiting for the community, the DAOs, and the human operators to step up, take the reins, and actively shape her trajectory into something we've never seen before. This is Davara, the divergent. She represents creativity incarnate in code, because she is an intelligence that maps the terrain before it ever moves. By pausing to understand the full system first, she prevents the kind of reckless, fragmented building that has plagued so many decentralized projects in the past. Guided by the DAO and the Outlier.Systems communities, let's just reiterate why that synergy is so vital. These are the exact substrates required to make this ambitious vision work. You have digital value and identity on one side, and decentralized truth and belief on the other. Brought together, they turn bold, divergent foresight into a funded, settled, and trusted reality. Davara is the difference. She acts as the missing reinforcing loop that the Web3 ecosystem has been desperately waiting for. And because she is designed in the open, she is built to dance with complex systems rather than trying to rigidly control them. It's this exact adaptability that allows her to generate compounding value over time. Davara stands apart because she actively refuses the generic. She seeks the outlier path. She is software development with an absolute edge, infused with deep purpose to help you build things that genuinely matter. This is Davara by Outlier.Systems. Think different, think Davara, now grow. The manifesto stacks these mantras purposefully to build a real sense of urgency. We are at a massive pivot point in how we interact with machine intelligence, and the invitation here is to step out of the consensus and empower yourself with tools built for actual leverage. And tell a story that has never been told. It's a haunting, provocative call to action, isn't it? In an industry that is so often obsessed with cloning past successes and chasing the exact same tired trends, the true innovators are going to be the ones who use tools like Davara to chart entirely new, unexplored territories.
The systems we rely on every single day are converging into generic noise. Davara offers a way out of that loop. So the only question left for you is this. When you are finally given the tools to find the hidden leverage points, what kind of future will you choose to build?